For 100 years, the pinnacle of being the best football club in the United States has been winning the U.S. Open Cup tournament. Fans and their favorite players from all corners and crevices of this great country have had their moments of glory. Tonight, the city of brotherly love is primed to hoist their first major football championship trophy in 48 years as the Philadelphia Union of Major League Soccer hosts Seattle Sounders FC. A club flying high in MLS and one that has already established a legacy of having their name on the Doer Challenge Cup. Can they add their name again, or will it be a first for the Union and the Sons of Ben? It's the 2014 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup Final here on Goal TV. Welcome, I'm Lindsey Dean, along with Felipe Mkhitaryan. Glad you could join us as you look at the hardware up for grabs. The Union, again, a great opportunity for their first trophy, and for Seattle, Felipe looking for their fourth U.S. Open Cup victory.
Absolutely. Thank you, Lindsey. Very glad to be here for a match where in reality, even though Philly are home and adamant on representing old Pennsylvania soccer history, it's Seattle who have the upper hand due to their impeccable run in the MLS. Let's start with the lineups very quickly with Philadelphia on a 4-2-3-1 formation. Valdez, Williams, Maurice Adu, Nogueira, Maidana, Wenger, and Letou with Connor Casey up front. Seattle will be coming with Stephen Fry on goal. Yedlin, the surprise factor, as a wingback. On the right, Chad Marshall, Zach Scott, Leonardo Gonzalez, Brad Evans, Osvaldo Alonso, Andy Rose, Lamar Nagel, beautiful goal scored just recently with Chad Barrett, and of course, the fan favorite, Clint Dempsey.
All right, set for action. Great weather conditions at PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. And we'll have a little bit more history about the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup coming up next. Well, take a look at the two sides as we get set for this 101st final of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Connor Casey, a player that was arrested in the last regular season match by the Union. And that's Chad Marshall next to him as the Sounders get set to exit the tunnel as well. Just about perfect conditions. Temperature about 65 degrees. Very, very slight chance of rain. And let's look back a little bit at some of the recent history of this U.S. Open Cup. As you can see, Felipe, the past champions now. Seattle came into this league, Major League Soccer, and won 3 in a row, nearly 4 in a row, before they were dethroned by Sporting Kansas City in 2012 on penalty kicks. DC United coming back last year and winning. But this is a great opportunity for Seattle, a powerful club. Philadelphia Union with a home field advantage has to be huge here as well.
Exactly, and that's what I was trying to say. Even though Philly are at home, it's really the pressure is on them, because Seattle are the side with the upper hand here.
If you take a look at the brackets here, it was in the quarterfinals. It was for the Sounders. They beat their arch rivals Portland 3-1 in overtime, and we're looking at their semifinal was a big blowout against the Fire, 6-0 at Tequila. It was Kenny Cooper with 2 goals, Andy Rose with a pair, Chad Barrett and Obafemi Martins each with a goal as well. And we should point out, Felipe, one of the subplots to this match, Sebastian Letou, 14 goals in his career in this tournament. He is the modern-day professional era goal-scoring leader. Just behind him and available for Siggy Schmidt's side is Ken Cooper with 13 goals. So we have a couple of real snipers in this tournament. One of them starting as you look at Letou, and the presser before the match, they were talking about the fact that a lot of fans say they even look alike. Same size player, some similar qualities, but obviously both very effective in this tournament.
Right, and you know what? It doesn't surprise me to see that Seattle are going with a mixed lineup, starting lineup to this one, because really, I think they'd be a little bit more focused on the league that they are in first place with an impeccable run in the Western Conference. And of course, they can add Obafemi Martins and, you know, their main guns as the match progresses.
The United States of America.
Well, some changes in the lineups from these respective sides since their last matches in league play in Major League Soccer. But some similarities as well. You saw the young goalkeeper Zach McMath there for the Union, who's been so strong. And he played the full 90 last weekend against New York Red Bulls. A bit of a different weather situation then, when a torrential downpour and some heavy weather forced a delay of the kickoff. But that ended up 2-2. And Seattle coming off their league match on Friday night with a thrilling 3-2 stoppage time victory over Real Salt Lake. Andy Rose got the game winner. He was set up by DeAndre Yedlin for the Sounders. So that's where they were in terms of their last matches out, and it's great to see this. Maurice Edu, the captain, getting his side set up, and the Sons of Ben certainly in attendance, as you would expect, on that southwestern end of PPL Park. Behind them there is the Delaware River and the Commodore Barry Bridge. So we're set for a full tilt boogie, no doubt about it. Glad you could join us. I'm Lindsey Dean along with Felix Mkhitaryan. Officials for tonight, the referee in the middle is Armando Villarreal, 28-year-old. Debuted in professional soccer as a referee back in May of 2012. So we had the coin flip here. Brad Evans, the captain for Sounders FC. And you can bet that they've brought a contingent of loyal fans to Philadelphia in anticipation of this match and a victory.
Faced each other 7 times since the Union entered the league in 2010. Philadelphia winning twice, Seattle 3 times with 5 draws. So really not much of a dominance for either side here.
First assistant referee is Peter Matakowski. Second assistant is Corey Parker. And the fourth official is Jose Carlos Rivero. Last side in Philadelphia to win the U.S. Open Cup was the Philadelphia Ukrainian Nationals back in 1966 as they defeated Orange County SC 4-0 on aggregate. And there you see a tremendous story. DeAndre Yedlin, homegrown player for the Sounders. After this season, he'll be going to Tottenham Hotspurs, a $4 million transfer fee. A young man who overcame some challenges earlier on in his life, has been reunited with his mom. Just a really great story. And a player, Felipe, with outstanding composure for his age, really.
Absolutely, and very smart as well. Plays the sport very intelligently on that right flank. I mean, he's lethal. Tottenham have had their eyes set on this kid and already signed him for next season for a reason. Great surprise factor, and Ethan Wider is going to have his hands full with him, in my opinion.
So Sounders FC with a kick in their rave green and Sounder blue kits, and the Union in the dark uniforms. Got to think that's perhaps a deference in a way to, in part to the those great teams from Bethlehem Steel. Won 5 of the cups early on in the competition. Connor Casey. Winning it back. And this is going to be the first corner of the game already.
That's exactly what they want to do. Set the pace early at home. They can dictate the pace of this match throughout.
Get a look there at Stefan Fry. '28-year-old ex-Toronto FC goalkeeper, 27 league appearances, the main man in goal this season for Sigi Schmidt and the Sounders. Collected by Alonso. Listening to the press conferences before the match, I think both coaches expect that there'll be a fair amount of attacking in this game. The Union, known as a counter-attacking side. The Sounders, of course, have so much power. Obafemi Martin's one of their leading goal scorers on the bench and available for this match. Yedlin.
Right here is what you're talking about. They're a good counter-attacking side, especially with this man. They're going to be looking for him throughout the entire match. Letou.
See Leo Gonzalez, who stepped up quickly. Maidana plays it into the middle here. Edu. Intercepted by Andy Rose. Nodded back to the goalkeeper by the Colombian international Carlos Valdez, who's back from international duty. There he is. Spent quite a bit of time with America de Cali in Colombia, along with Independiente Santa Fe, and has been a solid performer for the Union.
Under 20 South American.
World Cup starter this last summer in Brazil.
Absolutely, and a Real Cartagena youth.
That's Shannon Williams. He got a chance to rest last weekend in that match against New York Red Bulls. Zach Scott. Rose. Dempsey. Just shuttles it wide. Valdez with the interception. And this would be a corner.
The Philadelphia, they want to avoid going down in the early minutes by all means. They know Seattle's a powerful side. 6-0 in the semifinals versus Chicago isn't just anything.
Through the middle. Not cleared. It's Connor Casey out there. Colorado Rapids all-time leading goal scorer. Evans. Alonso. Good defending that time by Ray Gaddis. Just signed the new contract with the Union through 2016. Bouncing through and short hopped back to Zach McMath. Last Saturday was his 100th appearance for the Union. This is Letou. Not much room so far for Sebastian Letou. One of the players that helped Sounders FC to one of their US Open Cup victories, assisting on a goal back in 2009 to Roger Levesque. That's Williams. Played off by Andrew Wenger. Wenger had a good performance last weekend. He was solid on the left up front, attacking for the Union against Red Bulls. Set up the first goal. Had a lot of good crosses. Actually played defense a couple seasons in his college playing days at Duke.
Still 23 years old, room to grow.
Williams. Every pressure on Maidana by Leo Gonzalez. Picked up by Letou. Casey. A combination there beginning for the Union. Maidana.
Bit too much power behind him. Former Argentinos Juniors.
Started his career with Banfield as, yeah, you look at the Rave Green. Sounders FC.
Trying to make it a little bit like Seattle.
This is Maidana. Nifty touch from him. Couple of runners in the box. Collected by Evans. It's good pressure by the Union that time. Wenger again applying pressure. He's very active. Good two-way player. Eighth minute to play, the 101st edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Through ball played there, but it's going to be just a bit off the mark. Just coolly backheaded by Evans to Yedlin. Playing it safe that time. Zach Scott, the veteran. Really no surprises at all for the Sounders in that back. Very experienced players. This is the Costa Rican, Leo Gonzalez. Lamar Nagel. Collected by Vincent Noguera. Maidana. A bit too much for Shannon Williams. Here's a replay, trying to draw the foul that time.
Yeah, nothing to it.
Clint Dempsey. You can see why Seattle have 54 points. They have a chance at the treble, the Supporters Shield, MLS Cup, and of course the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup final. Don't know if that's ever been the case for many teams in Major League Soccer, or any for that matter. This is Rose. Gonzalez. Nice 1-2. Back to Rose, and he's got some room. Straight in front. Over the crossbar. First good opportunity of the match. Andy Rose, the deliverer. Clint Dempsey couldn't quite get over it.
That was, see in the replay, Dempsey and knew where that ball was going, but the deflection completely had him off.
Good combination with Chad Barrett to begin the play. You see, just pokes it with the outside of his right foot, but Dempsey not quite able to steer it down where he needed it.
Good first chance, though.
Noguera. Gaddis. Williams. Again, working over the very quickly is Leo Gonzalez. Very steady player, experienced player. Began his career in Costa Rica with Herediano. Shannon Williams will have the throw. Post. Nobody running through that time. Yedlin trying to clear it. Evans gets held, so it's going to be a free kick for Sounders FC.
Good first 10 minutes here. Still Seattle with the possession, of course, like we probably expected.
Chad Barrett. This is Nagel. He's very deceptive, Lamar Nagel. Rhodes. Pulled back nicely. Chad Barrett. Quickly coming out to take it is Zach McMath.
Good anticipation by Zach McMath.
Well, Lamar Nagel in that match against that league match against Real Salt Lake scored a scorching left-footed goal. If you haven't seen it, you should take a look at it. But he can definitely put it away as you look back on that first good opportunity. This is Maidana, back to live action. Evans. Sounders on the counter. Yedlin. They do. Didn't quite get the spin on it, Maidana, that he wanted. I think he was looking for Letou on that play. Evans, primarily on the right side most of the time, but with the freedom to move in. Fourteenth minute of play. If you're just joining us, welcome. This is PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. Capacity is officially, I think, about 18,500, but I've heard they've had more than that packed into the stadium. Carlos Valdez with a little bit of a knock here. That's Jim Curtin. And what a story he's been as he took over this club back in June and has done nothing but improve things and has them within a breath of the MLS playoffs right now. So tremendous job by him, but nonetheless, officially, I guess he's still an interim manager. But born and raised in the area, did a terrific job with the Union's youth side and knows what this is all about. He's been there 3 times as a player, winning twice with the Chicago Fire.
Sometimes you don't need a name. You need someone who knows these players, this area, knows the homegrown talent, which is very important. And there's Seattle's Schmidt.
And he certainly knows the talent, and his reputation goes without saying as a winner at every level and with multiple clubs. Now, it does not look good for Valdez.
It's like a groin.
There's a tremendous historical narratives written by the Philly soccer press about the history of the great Bethlehem Steel teams. 1-5, of course, and the Philadelphia Ukrainian Nationals. And I encourage anybody to search online and read about it, because just fascinating details that you wouldn't normally get by just reading a press release.
No. Like you mentioned, Bethlehem Steel with 5, Philadelphia Ukrainians with 4. This would Pennsylvania State's 15th title, even though the Union created in 2010. And this is their first final. Lamar Hunt US Open Cup's been going on for quite a while.
Gaddis with the throw.
Pennsylvania's been very active.
Great opportunity here if he can keep it in play. Wenger again, and you see his pace there. Felipe sticks with it.
Yeah.
He's typically very good at getting the ball into the area. That time the quality maybe not there as he would have liked, but
he needed to lift his head up a bit. Let's see who is available.
They do to 2. And again, you see the close attention by Leo Gonzalez. Really, he's right on top of him at every moment, even before he receives the ball, the 2. Math out very nicely that time. Well, I mentioned Obafemi Martins on the bench for Sounders. They also have the veteran goalkeeper Marcus Hanneman, Jalil Anibaba, Michael Azira. Back to that in a moment. Yedlin, Evans. Pop it across Regatas that time. Maidana, Edu. Again, the Union pressing again here. Williams. Far post. Good challenge by Andrew Wenger. And a good cross in.
And that's Philadelphia's first real opportunity. Wenger knew exactly where that ball was going to fall. Judged the pace, the trajectory perfectly. Just couldn't quite get the aim where he wanted.
Wenger's got 2 goals in this tournament. Back to Chad Marshall. Andy Rose. Marco Papa is back for Seattle. Got back yesterday. He was serving his country, Guatemala, in the Central Americana competition. Evans. Yedlin. Maurice Edu in strong. Jim Curtin was talking about him a week ago or so. The fact that he knows the difference, the nuances between playing a holding midfielder and playing central defense. Reads the game so well.
Repositioning from Seattle is just tremendous. The pace these players get back to their functions, just amazing. And no wonder they are where they at.
A few words from Chad Barrett to the referee, Mr. Villarreal. In case you're wondering why this match is at PPL Park, well, U.S. Soccer Federation President Sunil Gulati flipped a coin back on MLS All-Star Weekend. The Union, the benefactors of that coin flip. And what a night this would be if they could come away with the victory. Yedlin pops it forward. And that's Chad Barrett battling for it. Shannon Williams can't quite clear it. Lamar Nagel had difficulty as well. Available for the Union and Jim Curtin. World-class goalkeeper Rais Mbulhe, Amobi Okugo. Pedro Ribeiro scored his first goal for the Union last weekend in that draw. Brian Carroll, the veteran. Fred, Michael Lahoud, and Danny Cruz. This is Maidana. Letou. Picked up by Stephen Fry. Have to think he was looking at the far post for Connor Casey on that play. And you can certainly sense the connection between those two players. Looking for each other.
Maidana, Letou, when these three attack, and Connor Casey's just the lone striker, and they pose a real threat. They just need to put the ball on the ground. And
this is Wenger again. Look at the pace by Andrew Wenger, putting pressure on, but Chad Marshall does well. Not a lot of touches so far for Clint Dempsey, other than that one opportunity in front of goal. As we all know, he doesn't need many touches necessarily. He's got 11 goals this season. And if you haven't been keeping track, it's 109 caps now for the U.S. for Clint Dempsey. Williams, marked by Nagel. Ethan White. Shannon Williams is taken away from him. Sounders trying to make something happen here. Dempsey warding off the defense. A nasty deflection there. Could have been trouble. Get a good look at Zach McMath there in goal. This is Evans with the corner. Good header, and it's just wide. Great opportunity there for Sounders FC. Andy Rose. Check that, excuse me, was Chad Marshall with a near post run. Did not miss by much.
By much. That would have been his first goal of the US Open Cup.
Yeah, he's shaking his head. He knows that was a tremendous opportunity. They do. Nice move that time by Alonso to keep possession.
Oh, tough. First call here.
Yes, it will be. It's going to be on Osvaldo Alonso. Just reaching too far and too late that time. You can see Valdez down.
First 25 minutes have not been good for Valdez.
An interesting Armando Villarreal, the referee there, as they have a little conference. Facts about him. His wife is also a referee, so that must make for some interesting, lengthy conversations. As we take a look again, he's definitely late. Doesn't get the ball.
Clear yellow card. There's nothing he should have argued there.
Popped up in the air by Zach Scott. Dempsey curls it around. Dribbles back to McMath, so get an idea of Clint Dempsey's ingenuity in the penalty area there.
He's getting there. Dempsey's getting there. So he does it slowly but surely.
Saw Ethan White sweeping through to cover that time for the Union. Connor Casey in a wrestling match that time. It looked like it might have been Zach Scott doing the tango or something. Jim Curtin very unhappy about that.
I believe Mr. Villarreal had his back towards those two. Oh, got a clear view.
Holding and pulling.
Got a clear view too.
Maidana. Last weekend, a play like that in Major League Soccer action would probably, if it were in the box, get a penalty called. There were several penalties called where just quick tug of the shoulder. Chad Marshall to Alonso. Look at Connor Casey, actually born in Dover, New Hampshire. Was acquired from the Rapids in December of 2012 by the Union. Very interesting career. Originally signing with Borussia Dortmund back in 2000. He's had a great career as well. 2010 MLS Cup MVP. Best 11 2009. Needless to say, the Union are glad to have him. Nogueira, Maidana.
Casey's spent quite a while in Germany.
Yeah, he went to Karlsruhe for a while. Just had a cup of coffee with Mainz. Look at that play again. Nice ball over the top for Maidana. So far, Leo Gonzalez has been rock solid back there on that left side for Sounders FC.
Gonzalez for Sounders, Valdez for Philly.
Zach Scott, Rose, Gonzalez. This is Lamar Nagel. Chad Marshall. 29th minute of play, first half. 101st Lamar Hunt US Open Cup final from Chester, Pennsylvania, PPL Park.
How far up Yedlin is?
He's got that blazing speed, but as we also know, a lot of composure and makes great decisions. Alonso saved it nicely. Yedlin. Past Ray Gaddis. Connor Casey. Well played from him. Wenger, here he comes again. Take it to the line in front. Great ball. Saved by Stefan Fry. Letou in the right place and a good ball in by Wenger. And the Union now with the pressure. Maidana. Curled in. Zach Scott defending. Good bit of attacking play by Philadelphia here.
Oh, fantastic. And Letou very close to getting his fourth goal in this US Open Cup. And the 15th in total. Very good save, though, by Seattle's custodian.
Stefan Fry and Sigi Schmidt saying recently that he had been on the radar for a while when he was playing with Toronto FC. Actually suffered a broken fibula with Toronto FC, but he's done well to come back from that. He's been the regular guy for Sounders FC in goal this season. Of course, it's great to have a tremendous veteran backing you up like Marcus Hahnemann. Good bit of ball movement here by the Union. They can get forward.
Starting to enjoy themselves a little more.
Gonzalez again with a challenge. Brett Evans. Dempsey. Makes a little room for himself. Chad Barrett now on the right side.
Chad Barrett's been a second half option mostly, at least in the past three or four league games, for either right or left flank. his chance to start here.
Or played by Letou. Good look there, Jim Curtin. Played youth soccer in the Philly area. Played at Villanova. First player ever to play Major League Soccer out of Villanova. He's done such a fine job with this Philadelphia side. Things about the younger coaches in the league, as we look at still young Siggy Schmidt, is the fact that so many of them have not just recent playing experience, but they've coached a little bit on the younger players in these organizations, and that makes a big difference.
Yeah, especially collegiate level.
This is Wenger. Wenger looking for space, shooting, and it just misses. Great shot and move by Andrew Wenger there, and he again is active on that left side.
Just look at the tremendous pace. Cutting inside.
He's got a quick shot. That makes a big difference. It's a corner for the Union. Maidana will take it. You see the Sons have been helping out. Here's that replay. So Casey gets a piece of it. You were mentioning Chad Barrett coming on. He was with New England in 2013 with a couple of goals, but he's got 7 in league appearances this year. So another example of Seattle's firepower with Martins and Dempsey and Barrett and Nagel.
This is with Martins and Kenny Cooper on the bench.
Yeah, we certainly should forget Kenny Cooper. Well played to Letou, looking for Casey. Wenger. This would be a free kick for Sounders FC. Now, is this going to be a card or not? Wenger is pleading his case. And so other Sounders with a group appeal. It's Andy Rose. Here's the replay. Yeah, looked okay to me. No?
I don't. He hit his ankle there. He's open sole challenge. I don't quite like those. I have fond memories of those.
In any event, so it's Chad Marshall, Yedlin, Brad Evans. Now comes Zach McMath.
Very aware of this one.
Yeah, he's very quick off his line. It's one of the great qualities about this young player. He's got so much potential, and now he's got a fair amount of experience, frankly. University of Maryland product. Guerra, is it taken away? Pressure from Alonso, bounces back to Casey, now to Maidana. Playing ping pong off the shins.
Smartly drawn foul there by Maidana. Great quality of it.
Stefan Fry organizing his teammates. Towards the far post, all alone, goal! The Union have scored and taken the lead. It's the captain, Maurice Edu. Nobody picked him up, and he said, thank you so much. It's Union 1, Seattle 0.
That's pretty much impossible for the goalkeeper. He was expecting something else. He was expecting to punch that ball away. Maurice Edu just came as a surprise factor in that play. As you can see here in the replay.
That's good positioning, yes, by Edu. It gets between the two defenders and just the timing was there.
Yep. Between two.
Good positioning and a great finish by Maurice Edu. His second goal in this tournament, and the Union celebrating the lead.
45 caps for the U.S. national team, and now they do history for Philadelphia Union here.
The assist goes to Cristian Maidana.
Great job at drawing that foul, Maidana.
Several quality balls into the penalty area by the Union. That one certainly great quality. Marshall picked up by the Union. This is Noguera. Connor Casey.
Good thing about the Union is that they're not done. They still want more. They're not falling back after the goal, which is what we often see sometimes, especially when going up against a technically superior team.
That was just strength by Edu. Ball had enough pace on it that he didn't have to really snap too hard. This is Ledoux with the corner now. Dangerous ball in.
Ledoux again.
And Stefan Fry pleading for help there. And not a lot of Sounders players at that moment challenging for the ball. It's another corner for the Union. Maidana. Perfectly played.
That's a rehearsed play right there.
Back to White. Picked up by Barrett. Dempsey. Strong challenge by Valdez. Ken Gonzalez stepping up, anticipating well for Sounders FC. Nagel. Barrett. Defended by Shannon Williams. He does well. Maidana helps him. Andy Rose. Alonso. Yedlin. And again, Andrew Wenger showing that he can play defense like he used to, as well as attack.
Key to success right there. Players have more than one role.
He's got a long throw. Maidana sweeps it up. Second goal of this Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup tournament for Maurice Edu has given the Union the lead. Coming in minute 38. The Sounders vying for their 4th U.S. Open Cup title. They won 3 in a row. And it would put them in even more exclusive company if they could get number 4. Chicago Fire of Major League Soccer with 4. Beautiful touch by Yedlin that time. Chad Marshall. Alonso. Nagel. Stepping through to Shannon Williams. Boston native doing well again. Rose that time trying to look through for Dempsey perhaps. It's going to be a little bit too strong from Clint Dempsey. He thinks otherwise. Might have been correct. I'm not sure. Hard to tell that they were doing anything but just a shoulder challenge, both players.
Yeah, his elbow did hit Edu on the face. No booking.
Played long by Ethan White. Maidana steps in. Cooley plays to Noguera.
Maidana has been essential this first time.
Yes. Really has worked himself into the match. Williams. Oh, nice touch by Letou. Letou, can he get the cross in? A bit deflected there. Nice touch from Williams. Letou is looking. One minute of extra time in this first half. This is Nagel. Nicely done back to Barrett. Good cross in. Straight across the face of goal. Dempsey couldn't quite get to it. Brad Evans. Yedlin. Alonso. Leo Gonzalez on the left side now. Nagel. Contact for our post, crossed in. Nobody home. And I think some of the Sounders FC players were hoping that that ball in would be cut back just a bit. It wasn't. You see Lamar Nagel just continues on, and he and Williams get into a little physical situation. So that is the end of the first half of play, and the header by that man, the captain Maurice Edu, has given the Union a 1-0 lead at the break. Great cross in and a great header by Edu. So we'll take a timeout, come back with stats and highlights here on Gold TV. Union 1, Sounders FC 0. So the Union about to kick off. They'll be attacking from right to left in this second half of play, and they have the lead. And we mentioned at the break, Siggy Schmidt having options in the second half to pick up the attacking play if he needs to. Kenny Cooper 13 goals in his career at U.S. Open Cup play. Obafemi Martins, he's got a goal in this tournament. He's got a number of goals this season, so we'll see if they come off the bench for Sounders FC if this continues. Right now, they trail the Union 1-0. And so far, no changes for either side. It's the Sounders again in that green kit with the Sounder blue trim, and the Philadelphia Union in the dark kits, typically navy and gold, but not in this special game. Quick cross in, shot, and it's wide, deflected away, but nearly a goal there. Very quickly, Felipe, Chad Barrett setting it up.
And we saw Dempsey do the same thing in the first half at the opening 10 minutes. Does the same in under 1 minute now.
And that was Shannon Williams who came in there to challenge just at the right time. Corner kick, Sounders FC, far post. Contact there, appeals for a handball. There's nothing awarded by the referee.
I didn't see it.
We'll wait for the replay. A few hands went up in the air. Not sure how much of a case this really was. I don't think there was any case looking at that. Just off his body.
Yeah. Off his stomach there. They do solid defensively, and when he comes up to help out attack.
There's that long throw by the captain, Brad Evans, and look at Andy Rose, actually born in Melbourne, English citizenship. Has been on fire for Sounders FC. Had that spectacular game winner in stoppage time in their league game. Here's the corner. Valdez is in there, headed. Deflection, goal! Sounders FC have equalized, and it's 1-1 early on here in the second half. How about that? Chad Barrett.
And we were talking about him at the break. Chad Barrett wasn't meshing too well with Dempsey, but see here, and it's all because of Fry's hesitation. I think Fry was at fault there a little bit, but it's a good goal. Zach McMath, excuse me.
So Chad Barrett gets the goal, and it's level up at 1, Union and Sounders FC. That's his second goal of the tournament for Chad Barrett. Letou by Donna. Deflection. This will be a corner for Philly. Good work by Letou that time. Tight quarters. Back to Letou. Top of the area, Noguera.
What I haven't seen in the first half much. Either of these teams risking from outside. You just see a bit more of that. Test these goalkeepers out a little bit. There's the replay. McMath should not have hesitated. And paid for it.
Tough to control for Alonso. Shannon Williams loses his balance. Now Barrett picks it up again. Top of the area. That's Nagel. Back to Barrett. Look out for Nagel. He can strike them. Beautiful ball across the area. It slithers through. All the way through.
Should have had the head in. Just skimming past his head there.
Actually, 3 players in line. Dempsey looking a little bit frustrated that time. Would have had a nice opportunity, but Alonso with just slight contact.
He's not the most not a goal scorer at heart.
Nogueira gets it out to Gaddis. Good touch by Wenger, cutting inside, but he loses his balance. By Adu. Yedlin is in the mix. Dempsey on the trot. Barrett.
Good anticipation.
Well, we thought we'd see goals in this match, and we definitely have, one each.
Haven't seen more than 2 per side in the past 5 matchups between these two. So that'd be nice.
Nagel. Gonzalez. Decent ball in, knocked away. Real fight that time between Wenger and Andy Rose.
Great hustle by Wenger. Coming back to his origins, defense. He's very comfortable at as well.
Played back by the veteran Zach Scott to Stefan Fry. Marshall to Rose. Mentioned that Sounders FC also have Marco Papa on the bench. Pretty effective shooter, quick shot, left-footed player. This is Yedlin. Fair amount of patience right now by Sounders FC. Working on possession. Yedlin. Brad Evans. Picked up by Zach McMath.
Second half starting just like the first half started, with Seattle dominating. And to see more from Philadelphia, or very likely they'll go down even further. Seattle is enjoying this first few moments of the second half. And we know they have the firepower.
Tremendous success story. Sounders FC, all the way from the top of the organization. And you could really say that about both of these franchises. Nick Sakevich with the Union, the architect. Acquiring homegrown players, signing international players, and having deep rosters for just this reason. This will be a free kick for Sounders FC. Floated in, nodded forward. Adu is there a second time. Good idea that time by Nogueira, but didn't quite work out for Wenger.
Another Frenchman, Nogueira. Just to show you.
Rose, Barrett on the turn. Well, just to recap how they got here, their Union MLS clubs entering the competition in the 4th round on June 17th ended up with a 3-1 overtime win over the Harrisburg City Islanders right here at PPL Park. Goals from Maurice Edu and Andrew Wenger had a brace in that game. Then on the 24th of June, they played the 5th round. They hosted the New York Cosmos and beat them 2-1 in overtime. And it was Sebastien Letou, the modern-day goal-scoring leader in the tournament, with a brace. Quarterfinals on July 8th, they hosted the New England Revolution and beat them 2-0. Connor Casey had a goal. Letou added one. Give his total up to 14. In the semifinals, Union played at Frisco against FC Dallas in a tense affair. Won on PKs 4-3. Zach McMath was player of the round with 2 big saves in that match. Alonso and Connor Casey that time colliding. And you see the captain, Brad Evans, is over to talk to the referee. That's a yellow card.
So yellow. So 1 yellow apiece now.
'57th minute for the veteran Connor Casey into the book. You could see those two really going at it. A little reach around the shoulder there. Maybe a follow through as well.
Can't lose their cool at this point.
Just a look by McMath that time, no problem for the Union goalkeeper. Sebastien Letou is right there to pick it up. Very quickly for Maidana, keeps his feet, does well. Williams, far post cross, looking for Wenger again. And that time was Brad Evans who had to come back and defend him.
Wenger up and down that left. Tirelessly 23-year-old forward.
They do. Gaddis. Good first touch by Connor Casey, but in the end, maybe just a little bit too much pace for Letou to get to. Sounders with the throw. Gonzalez. Nagel with a little push into the back of Williams. So free kick for Union. The Sounders in their 4th round match, they beat PSA Elite 5-0 in Tukwila. Kenny Cooper hit a brace. Brad Evans, Cam Weaver, and Sean Okoli. Goals in that one. And as you can see, they're about to bring on another powerful goal scorer, Obafemi Martins, international signing. Tremendous career that he's had. And he's going to come on for Chad Barrett. So Martins is on for Chad Barrett. Obafemi Martins, what do you need to know? I mean, he's helped Inter to the Scudetto in the Serie A.
It's a very expected substitution by Schmid.
He's got 13 goals in league play and 24 appearances for Sounders FC this season. And that's a 1-2 punch that you can expect nobody would like to look at as an opponent in league play or otherwise, with Dempsey and now Obafemi Martins at the top for Sounders FC.
18 goals for Nigeria as well, 38 appearing.
61st minute of play. Letou hasn't had a lot of room in this game, just a little bit there, and a rare mistake by Maidana, and it's Seattle with possession. Dempsey. Maidana. Wenger. Maidana, good balance. Plays it across. Letou has it blocked.
Handball.
Play continues. It looked like an obvious handball, but Wenger, referee decided, had no intent to handle it, I guess.
That's the referee at fault there. That's a clear.
Yes. No question about that. Gonzalez pops it over the top. Rose hasn't had a lot of touches so far in this second half. Ooh. Arms up a little bit by Alonso. That's
didn't see much in that. He was already going down.
He's
lost his poise already.
Very physical player, obviously. Time with the arms a little bit more than the legs. Nogueira just kind of floating it through, and in case he couldn't get the ball down.
Just lacking that final pass.
Strong challenge, and I think the foul was before the shot was taken here. Connor Casey, I think, is going to be called for that foul on Zach Scott. In the conversation between Connor and the referee, Mr. Villarreal continues. The referee's very sensitive these days to arms and elbows being raised, even if there's no intent to strike your opponent, even if it's just you got to raise your arms for your own balance to challenge for the ball. But it
is a physical
safety
sport
concern. Martins. Wenger. Picked off by Zach Scott to Andy Rose. Evans. Stephen Fry comes out to clear it away. Rigadis. Nice turn by Nogueira.
Great stuff. Oh, Maidana just losing the.
So many names of so many clubs over history to have their honor inscribed on the Thomas Doer Challenge Cup, which remains permanently at the U.S. Soccer House in Chicago. So there'll be a trophy for the winner here, but the Doer Challenge Cup remains in Chicago. Gaddis. Maidana. Wenger. Trying to poke it through was Maurice Edu. Wenger did not make the run that time. Valdez. A little bit too far for even Martins to catch up to. The speedster that time for Sounders FC. That man Jim Curtin, since taking over in June, has started by tightening up the defense and overall has led the club to a 10-2-4 record in all competitions. Nagel and Ethan White that time with a little duel taking place. Good work by Ethan White. Good patience. That's what they need. The Union, more of the faithful, the sons of Ben, and Nogueira. Zach Scott deflects it off from Maidana.
Go, Saber.
Very active in this match so far. Vincent Nogueira played with Sochaux from France before arriving at the Union this season. Shannon Williams with the throw for Philadelphia.
Wild hands.
Gaddis. Wenger. Gaddis. Just got away a little bit from Connor Casey. Dempsey. Martins. And the counterattacks mostly split up by both respective sides in this second half. Wenger. Dan cuts in nicely, gets past Yedlin and then Evans, but not for long. Just a little bit of a ragtag style of play by both sides in the last few minutes here. Not quite the possession that they'd established earlier in the match. Dempsey stepping back now a little bit. Beautiful layoff ball that time, looking for Nagel. This is Martin, sprays it to the right side. Evans will shoot. Saved by McMath. Zach McMath that time with a nice save.
That time he was very, very attentive.
Good build-up by Sounders FC here.
Onside. Good shot in. And Great save by McMath, the young goalkeeper.
Had to get down quickly, and he really did.
Seattle are just knocking at the door once again. It's 20 minutes left. It's not good for Philly.
McMath comes out, gets a piece of it. Alonso. Yedlin over the top. Maidana nods it to himself, pokes it ahead. Can he get there before the keeper? It's a long way to go. Yedlin comes back and breaks up the play.
Amazing, amazing run from Yedlin. That's what attracted Tottenham Hotspur so much. That speed, that disposition to defend as well as attack that he has.
Nagel to Dempsey. Maidana. Just belted away out of the Sounders FC defense. Nogueira, Williams, Letou, Maidana, back to Letou. Looking for Connor Casey again, just a little bit tough for him to get to. Martins. Wenger. Gaddis, little opening for him. This will be a free kick for Sounders FC. A little bit too much pressure, perhaps, by Ray Gaddis.
And here is the Guatemalan international coming in from Nagel.
Marco Papa, just returning from international duty. Steps on for Lamar Nagel. He's got a goal in this tournament. Would like nothing better than to get one now as you look at the faithful Sounders FC. Again, Papa's known for that quick left-footed shot. Gets himself open quickly and shoots quickly.
That's what they need.
Chad Marshall. Yedlin. Good pass by Brad Evans. Martins does get the turn. Just missed Clint Dempsey that time. Just missed him. Or he might have walked in.
Very unselfish play there for Martins. Could have gone himself.
Shannon Williams spins it in. Dangerous ball, but cleared away by Zach Scott for Seattle. Again, Seattle, winners of 3 U.S. Open Cups. We're looking to climb even further into the elite category by winning their 4th. Nice touch to Christian Maidana. Nogueira. Back to Ethan White. Mentioned that 100th cap for Zach McMath on Saturday against New York Red Bulls. That game was, we'll get back to that in a moment here. It's Dempsey Good run for Sounders FC. Lays it off nicely. Played across, looking for Martins. Ball still free across the middle. Just missing on the far post is Clint Dempsey. Fine opportunity for Sounders FC there.
Great run. Philadelphia got very lucky there. It's 3-on-3. And then Dempsey has that surprise factor in the right, just missing. Too much bounce on that ball.
And Dempsey starts it out. You can see he's got two players with him. And then it's played across a second time, and he just can't get to the far post.
Just a bit too much power on that shot slash pass.
Martin shooting, and that one is just wide. Obafemi Martins out of the air. And Seattle definitely is picking it up here in the last few minutes.
Another change here, and it's a Brazilian coming in, Brazilian born.
Here's the replay. Obafemi Martins right out of the air. McMath had it covered, but still good opportunities by Seattle. And here comes the youngster who was very impressive. Connor Casey's off, but this youngster, Pedro Ribeiro, scored a nice goal, his first goal for the club on Saturday against New York Red Bulls. Very smooth style young player. So great opportunity for him, to say the least.
Yeah, Philadelphia were playing pretty much with a man down, Connor Casey up front. It's going to be a nice addition on their offensive line.
I think Nogueira is down for the Union. For the moment, play continues. He's back up, and Wenger has the ball. Nogueira. Williams. Maidana. Crossed in. Off the head of Chad Marshall. Wenger collects it.
And it's been Yedlin versus Wenger this entire second half, which is pretty much why we haven't seen Wenger create anything. Yedlin's defending him very, very well, marking him just on him like white on rose.
Union faithful trying to lift their side here a little bit to once again take the lead. Nogueira, Edu, Ribeiro, sliding past and skipping out, and Seattle now with the ball looking to counter. Alonso. It's Marco Papa. Martins.
Challenge.
So we've had a couple of subs, and that looks like Brad Evans is down for Sounders FC. Or am I looking at Zach Scott? I'm not sure here. They have another change for the Union. Well, a good match by Andrew Wenger as he comes off And it looks like Cruz will come on for him. Indeed. So it's Danny Cruz coming on for Andrew Wenger for the Union, their second substitution.
It's Wenger, a striker.
See that play, Ribeiro there. Just you see how for a young player, he's got a tremendous physical presence.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling so Zach Scott there.
Looks like it may be that knee, behind the knee.
Try to walk it off. I think
Danny Cruz acquired from DC United in a trade back in 2012 for Leonard Pajoy. Played a lot for this Union side in last season. It's in his third season with Philadelphia. Bouncing in front, McMath picks it up for Philadelphia. 83rd minute of play. Letou. On the turn. Picked up by Nogueira. Nogueira's looking, shooting, and deflected off the back of Chad Marshall. Edu. Scott is back on, so it's back to full strength for Sounders FC. Spun in. Martins. Played forward from Alonso. Papa. Back to Martins.
great stuff from Seattle here. Just offside there.
Again, just a tad off the mark. By and large tonight, Clint Dempsey has not been able to get running with the ball too effectively, maybe once or twice. This is Cruz.
Perfect challenge.
Perfect clearance in a way, because the ball doesn't roll out and gives Sounders FC a chance to regroup a little bit here. 85th minute of play, 1-1. Maurice Edu and Chad Barrett for their respective clubs with the goals. Fry clears it away.
With Pedro Ribeiro coming in, it's 4-3-3, pretty much shifting from a 4-2-3-1 formation to a 4-3-3.
Good deflection to Letou. Letou, and Zach Scott comes back, and you can see he's still hobbling, but he gets the job done there for Sounders FC. It's going to be another corner for Philadelphia here.
Just 5 minutes left.
Near post. Looks like it was was mentioning before the match that he'd gladly give away the modern-day professional goal-scoring lead to Kenny Cooper as long as the Union won the match. Haven't seen Kenny Cooper yet.
No.
And right now, who's going to win the match is anybody's guess.
Fred could be a good addition. Could have been a good addition for Philadelphia, but they chose Pedro Barreiro. Pedro Ribeiro.
Alonso cleans that up to Martins. Papa. Marco Papa. Letou. Papa. Floating ball over the top. I'm not sure Zach Scott saw it all the way, but he saw it in the end to make the play. Nogueira. Maidana. Floating it in. Marshall. Nadeau. And that's pretty much right at Stephen Fry. No problem for him. And I think he knows he'd like to have that one back. Vincent Nogueira to sweep it a little harder towards that far post. But it's picked up this time by the Union. Gaddis. Shot deflected. Rebound picked up by Fry. Ball is still loose, but it's cleaned up by Alonso.
That was the game winner right there. Pedro Ribeiro wasting a great opportunity.
Oh, that's a great little sombrero move by Nogueira.
Down. Just look at the steal. Tried to draw the foul. Referee wasn't going for it. Lucky deflection, and he should have done that. The spin was just a bit too much for a well-placed shot.
Well, they got that goal on Saturday off a cross from Andrew Wenger. Put it right between the defender's legs. Said it just really deflected.
Zach Scott one more time.
Oh, that's Brad Evans.
Seeing how the season is getting to them. Long string of matches.
Crucial matches coming up, especially for the Union, right on the fringe of the postseason for Major League Soccer. So they're in a position that they frankly never thought they'd be in just a couple of months ago, but they've really pulled together under Jim Curtin.
Great run by the interim manager.
And for Seattle, they're already guaranteed a postseason play for MLS Cup 2014 with their 54 points, and as we mentioned earlier, a chance for the MLS Cup, this Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, as well as the Supporters Shield. Can't be said very often.
In trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated there will be a minimum of 6 minutes of added time in our second half.
Well, you heard that announcement from the public address announcer. So we've got 6 to play.
Not that many fouls.
A little little bit of time for Zach Scott when he was down.
Here we go.
Nogueira. Maidana over to Nogueira. Nicely done. Off the post. Rebound. Still free. Unbelievable.
Oh my God. Once again at the foot of the post, the Brazilian-born Nogueira.
A matter of inches, half inches, centimeters, call it what you will.
Total pressure now by Philly.
Letou can't hold on. Sounders. Ribeiro. If we're still deadlocked, we'll go to the 2:15s, and then after that, to PKs. That's a fine shot by Nogueira. Then it bounces away.
That's off his arm.
Clearly, yeah, but his arm is clearly in at his body, so there's no issue there, really.
Now, Philadelphia had gotten better since defending high up the park.
Offside is going to be the decision by the assistant referee.
As they push their line forward. It's been a totally different game for them.
The long tradition of the game in Philadelphia and the area. We mentioned Bethlehem Steel. Along with the other clubs that have
Ukrainians
captured the title and great college programs, thinking of Philadelphia Textile among others. What would it mean to this area for this franchise to win this tournament? Gonzalez, Papa. Skipped through. Martins can't get there. McMath comes out very quickly.
well off his line.
Nogueira.
Very well read by the goalkeeper. Here's Philadelphia one more time.
And again, just a little bit off the mark, a little bit too direct that time to Stefan Frei. Just the fact of the confidence as well, if the Union were to win this match and then continue their momentum that they've had in the MLS regular season, pushing to the playoffs.
That'd be a great story.
Beautiful touch by Maidana. Cruz. Long way to go by Shannon Williams. I don't think he got there. Good anticipation from Maidana again. Nogueira.
Great little exchange of passes there.
Good run. Letou, can he get there? He does. It's going to be a corner, I believe. Yes, it is.
One more minute. Entering the final minute of regulation.
Everybody's up now. Just about a minute remaining. 1-1. drifting through. 3 or 4 players there. Nobody got enough of it. Edu. Cruz.
The last play here.
Noguera. Gotta hurry. So that is the end of regulation. We will go to the 2 15-minute extra time periods. Here's that corner again. It drifts all the way through. Oh, just 1 or 2 potential touches.
Passing by everyone, really. But great 2 last chances from the Philadelphia, nearly getting the win.
So it's 1-1 after regulation. The Union and Seattle Sounders FC extra time is coming up. So we are set for 2 15-minute extra time periods at PPL Park. And I think it's fair to say it's not a huge surprise in this type of affair, final match. But my word, there were some great opportunities for both clubs, really. A matter of luck, inches, thanks to the post, if you are a Sounders FC fan. Glad to have you aboard from either side tonight here on Gold TV. It is 1-1. Sounders FC will kick off in their green and Sounder blue kits, and it's the Union in the black and white. Throwback perhaps in part to the Bethlehem Steel teams of the early years of this tournament.
And playing for a 15th title for the state of Pennsylvania.
And so we're underway. Yedlin. Edu. Regadis. Maidan. Rolls it beautifully to Cruz, who tries to turn, and Rose is there. Excuse me, that's Alonso. There's nothing there, nothing given.
Absolutely nothing there. Just tried to draw it.
Dempsey. Marco Papa. Martin skips it through, just again slightly missing the connection with Dempsey.
Let's see a bit more from Martins.
Get up. Shaden Williams. Ribeiro that time could not maintain control. Rose. Martin, space in front, great run. See that terrific speed by the youngster DeAndre Yedlin again. Couldn't quite get there in stride. Martins.
Good touch.
Papa. Martins shot, save, hand save up over the bar by McMath. Terrific save by the young goalkeeper there. That was hard to read.
My God, he redeems himself from that goal, because this is a game-changing save here.
That is a great save. The ball, he's falling to his right and gets that hand up.
Great reflex, clearly going in that goal.
Boxes this one out.
A tip-on goal, 15 for Philadelphia, 12 for Seattle.
Little late contact. I think Letou cannot believe this decision by the referee. He is apoplectic about it. Villarreal just looks at him. It looks like Pineda's about to come on for Sounders FC.
Defensive midfielder, Pineda, the Mexican, 31 years old.
And you can tell that Brad Evans is having a little difficulty there.
Yeah. Gives the armband to the vice captain, Dempsey, and makes his way out for Pineda. This could be good because it's clearly not 100%.
Well, Zach Scott took a knock, and Evans had been struggling as well. So this is, again, a logical decision by Sigi Schmidt. Brings on Pineda. Floated in. McMath, no problem. They do. Dempsey. Martins. Again, Zach McMath is always reading the game. Comes out and takes it away. Cruz. Maidana. Marco Papa. Good series of touches through Dempsey on the right side. Rose. Solid defending again by the Union back there. Nice little flick to himself by Letou.
Loves doing that move, cutting back on the inside. And he's got space. Been very quiet.
Well, he needed a little more help there, and nobody really got close enough for him to get the help he needed. Alonso. Andy Rose. Dempsey. Papa tries to tee that one up.
Pretty much a forward line of three now with Papa slightly behind Dempsey and Martins just trying to go for it. Trying to win this.
In case you just joined us, this is the 101st edition, the final of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup final. Ribeiro. Yedlin. This match coming to you from PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. Alonso. On the run is Dempsey. Crossing nicely is Papa. Now it's wide to Rose.
Papa looking for options. There's nobody available.
Well done by Cruz. Edu. Maidana now. A little bit of room for him.
Exactly where he likes it. Oh, great chance here.
Alonso got enough. And it's a free kick for the Union. Letu that time from Maidana. Just a chop. So what will the Union do here? Stefan Fry wants 4.
$17 fouls in total. It's been a nicely flow match, but just lacking that final touch from either one of the sides. This could be good, though.
Maidana shot. Fry, no problem.
Slight deflection.
Now to Williams. Alonso is nipping at the heels of Maidana, but he does get that pass again square. Ribeiro looking to turn. Williams. Union still pressing. Nifty touch again by Nogueira. He's really played well. Headed up and over. But it's going to be a corner. Union with a corner again here.
Great atmosphere in this thing. Like Delaware River.
Straight out in front. Looked like Chad Marshall got a piece of it.
Fatigue seems to be getting to these sides.
Yedlin. Good ball to Dempsey. Subtle little pass to Martins. Martins. Back to Dempsey. Goal! Sounders FC have scored! And it's Clint Dempsey out of nowhere, combining with Obafemi Martins. And the Sounders take the lead. How smooth was that?
Perfect. Just perfect moving of the ball. Where you see Dempsey, the Martins, back to Dempsey with plenty of space between 3. Perfect finish, and that's how Dempsey is the game changer.
Again, 2 against 3. A great pass from Martins. He had to thread the needle, and then Clint Dempsey buries it with a left foot. That's his first goal of this 2014 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, and Seattle fans are reveling right now.
Wasn't having the best of matches, but
well, that's what great players do. They lull you to sleep, and then all of a sudden, there it is.
One of the greatest players to wear U.S. colors. And of course, we're going to have a little bit of this.
It's Yedlin who's down. Deflected out of play. This will be a Union corner. Now the task is uphill. They have to come back, level this match, and see what happens from there. LeChou will take the corner. Clint Dempsey has given Sounders FC the lead. Bounced out in front. Dempsey will run it out. Pineda. McMath way up as he needs to be. Martins. Noguera. Shannon Williams. Maidana. Great ball, just off the left boot of Noguera that time. He knows it. It was a great ball in.
It was just a bit too much for him.
Teams like the United German Hungarians of '93. We mentioned Ukrainian nationals. Bethlehem Steel.
New York with the reigning number of titles. New York State, 26 total titles in this US Open Cup. California coming next with 15. Quite a lot in reach New York.
Spinning it in for Ribeiro was LeChou.
Seattle with the only 3 titles of Washington State.
Not just 3, but 3 in a row.
Exactly.
Gonzalez loses it. Maidana. Goal kick for Sounders FC. We've talked about expanding PPL Park because of so much success here.
It's a beautiful stadium. It's a beautiful American soccer stadium as it is.
Gotta love the atmosphere of both of these clubs between CenturyLink Field and PPL here in this match. Maidana. Crossfield by Ethan White. Textbook counterattack, that goal by Dempsey for Seattle's FC, but not only that, terrific understanding between Dempsey and Obafemi Martins on the play. The run, the pass, the second run.
And that's why Martins is essential on the second as a second half option. And here they come again, 3-on-3.
Big gap in the midfield. Papa, Dempsey. Marco Papa takes a crack and it's off the crossbar. He likes to fire them, and that one rattled the post. So the teams will switch ends And we'll play the second 15-minute extra time period. There's that shot again.
Shots left.
So anyway, work to be done by the Union. And for Seattle, can they hold on and win their 4th U.S. Open Cup title?
3 substitutions already made for Seattle. Philadelphia still with 1 left. Good addition, Pedro Ribeiro and Danny Cruz, but I think they have a little bit more chemistry with Maidana up front and the 2, but still need to see more because so far it's Seattle who's been efficient up front.
There's the goal again, the go-ahead goal by Sounders FC coming in the extra time. And again, that's what great players do. They don't necessarily play great the whole 90 or in the first overtime or second overtime, but they first in the league in points. May not have scored more goals than anyone else, but the potential to really do damage is always there with powerful attacking players.
This is what they need. You need to get the chemistry back together, understand each other out there, because there's been a big gap between the sectors. The defense and the offense have been not able to communicate properly.
So we're about set to kick off on the second 15-minute extra time period. It's Union 1, Sounders FC 2.
One yellow card apiece. 17 attempts on goal from Seattle, 16 from Philadelphia.
So here we go. The Union with their work cut out for them right now.
Slightly bit more possession for Seattle. 52%.
Gaddis. Noguera.
Oh.
Drifting through and Fry collects it.
He's outside of his area there. Oh, but it's a foul.
Going to call a foul, I think, on Letou. Challenging as he should have here. Very close. Very close. Sebastian Letou making the right run. Seattle, no doubt, will try to sit on the ball as much as they can here. A little extra seconds tick away on any situation possible.
Oh yeah, and it takes skill to do that too. Be able to hold yourself back and defend well, especially when under pressure, when the other team needs the result.
Picked off by Dempsey. Papa. Back to Dempsey. Cooley plays it wide to Rose. Rose takes it away from Gaddis.
Still not out of bounds.
And a strange piece of contact on Alonso.
Cramping up everything. A legend.
And you can see Maurice Edu saying, "You better be adding the time, Mr. Referee."
Oh, absolutely. You better be
so
saying that.
let's make that clear.
Very young referee.
Well, professional referees, a lot of them are what you describe as fairly young. And it looks like Fred is going to come on for the Union.
The América Mineiro youth scored lots of goals in the currently second division team of Brazil.
They do. Knocked away by Sounders FC. Also
revealed Fred of the Brazilian national team, currently Fluminense.
Martins. Papa couldn't quite reach there. Stepped in well that time by Ethan White. Maidana. Nogueira.
It's going to be tough to get through that green wall of Seattle.
The 2 lets it go. Headed, deflected. So, I think we're going to have this substitution right now. I think Fred's going to come on, the veteran. Or is he going to, yeah, he's on. Comes on for Sheenan Williams, so the extra attacker on, defender comes off. No time to waste. They've got to get one to equalize, or Seattle's going to capture their 4th Open Cup title. Bounces in, the turn, deflection, corner again.
Right off the bench, Fred comes and gets a shot in.
He does, and that looked like that was definitely on target.
This guy knows how to score.
Maidana. Ribeiro trying to get in there. Cruz headed, saved by Fry. Carlos Valdez.
With the chance, the golden key here. And it took a lot more than that to beat this goalkeeper.
Nogueira. Maidana. Headed down nicely by Valdez. Gonzalez on the turn. Pineda. I think that it was actually Dempsey again looking to connect with Martins. McMath comes out.
So Maurice Edu falling back a little bit in order for Fred to take position up front. That was a strange play there.
Zach Scott. Gonzalez. Papa. Taking a look around. Offside. Martins was offside. So mistake by Sounders FC there. Union need this crowd again to pick them up here.
Good save.
Time is obviously a factor for the Union. They trail. We're in the second 15-minute extra time period. just sense Sounders FC concentrating on possession more than ever. This is Fred. Does well to get it to Maidana. Every touch is crucial for both sides. Fred. Steps over it. Alonso steps into it. Slick back heel from Papa. Martins, nice chest turn. Look out, he can fly. Martins on a race. Zach McMath, the ball is in. And Sounders FC with an insurance goal. Obafemi Martins. What a combination they have been in this match in the extra time. Dempsey and now Obafemi Martins. Seattle now with a 2-goal advantage, and surely this will meet their quest for a 4th U.S. Open Cup title. Look at this again. A hesitation.
Followed him well, but too much space, too much pace from Martins.
Regatas tried to stay with him. He does push him outside, but right there, that touch in front was just enough. McMath comes out. He can't get to it. That touch is enough for the Sounders, and unless there is an absolute miracle at Chester, Sounders FC are going to be celebrating in the Emerald City.
Very quick thinking of Obafemi Martins, and
that's his 2nd goal in the tournament.
goal and assist here. Man of the match.
Deflected. Gonzalez. Ethan White. Just knew coming into this match that Sounders FC in such a potent attack led by those 2 talisman up front. Martins did not start the match. Chad Barrett did, but when he came on, you could just sense that Clint Dempsey was a little more eager to get into the game.
A millisecond of not paying attention to Martins could be fatal.
Stefan Fry just telling his young defender DeAndre Yedlin to just let it go. Nobody there.
Just desperate balls in from Union. They know it's pretty much all over.
It's going to be gut-wrenching for that man and his organization. Done so much to get them to this point. But there's a lot to look forward to for the Philadelphia Union as well.
Very hard fighting now, hard fought team. Very well make the playoffs. It's still possible. They have a great fan base behind them.
The 2. The subtleties of the game brought forth by Dempsey and Martins. Very notable in this final. This is Papa. He's also played extremely well since he's come on. He hit the post in a matter of a few inches. He might have been on the score sheet as well.
Making himself very viable since coming in.
Blasted away by Ethan White. Got a feeling that this organization, the Philadelphia Union, are going to be back in the final in the not too distant future. They've got the formula right. The young players, the homegrown players, experienced veterans.
And Maidana holds that midfield together. Very important for the Union, former Argentinos Juniors.
Scooped up by Stefan Fry.
Just a minute left, a couple seconds. Cameo example of why Obafemi Martins just had to be brought in the second half. Made all the difference tonight, and for me, Lindsay, I mean, he's my man of the match.
Up to Fred. Got to be just a few seconds remaining now. Edu chested down Ribeiro.
That's it.
And that is it. That is going to do it. The Seattle Sounders FC are the 2014 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup champions in the 101st edition of this tournament. Congratulations to them. Terrific effort by both of these sides. A few harsh words at the end, but great celebration. Clint Dempsey, ever so subtle for most of the match, but showing his greatness along with Obafemi Martins. He scored in the first extra time period. Obafemi Martins scored in the second extra time period. And that, along with the goal from Chad Barrett, gives the Sounders their 4th Open Cup title. They are yet again into the very, very elite in the history of this tournament. Disappointment for sure for Connor Casey, and celebration for Sounders FC. We'll take a break and be back in a moment. Well, the smiles are broad across the faces of Sounders FC fans as Adrian Hanauer. And the celebration has begun, albeit on the road. The Sounders are, in a way, used to that. They've done it before, as they've won this 101st Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Impressive fashion, you have to say. 1-1 at the end of regulation. It looks like Zach Scott there. The lip just got a little bit easier for him. And then an extra time, Clint Dempsey and Obafemi Martins. I mean, Felipe, they combined in just a smooth, brilliant counterattack. 2 against 3. The runs and passing were perfect. 2 passes. Dempsey finishes, gives them a 2-1 lead. And then after that, Obafemi Martins just races downfield. Union obviously had to press very hard, threw all their numbers forward. Martins scores. So Martins has an assist and a goal in this match, and Seattle wins it. There's the trophy, the championship trophy, and of course the Sounders FC name will be engraved once again on the original Dewar Challenge Cup, which remains permanently in Chicago. So a terrific game. Disappointment for sure for the Philadelphia fans, but to think in their young history that they were able to get this far in these circumstances with technically an interim coach since June, a season that was not going well in Major League Soccer, finding a way in this tournament to move forward. And again, I think their strategy for success in the future is going to pay off once again for them, because they have a fine mix of young players that they've kept, veterans that they've brought in, and international players as well that bode well for the future. So
lots of talent brewing around this area as well, we all know. But just Seattle just so dominant throughout this entire cup. I mean, 18 goals scored, just 3 goals conceded. That's very impressive. They're rightful champions, and congratulations to them. Statistics were pretty much split down the middle. Exactly the same attempts on goal, but Seattle were efficient, and their efficiency came through Obafemi Martin's a goal and an assist, and that's all I have to say. I mean, he made the difference, and rightful champions, Seattle, 4th time.
Well, there were a bunch of watch parties, as you can imagine, around the Seattle area tonight, and I'm sure that they are all reveling and absolutely overjoyed at the moment after this match. Again, at regulation, at the end of regulation, typical 1-1, a cup final. Things were almost looking to go into through the extra time periods and into penalty kicks, but that's not the way it went. And again, when you have those players of the great quality of Clint Dempsey, Obafemi Martins, I have to say too that Marco Papa was very effective when he came on as well. So brilliant substituting as usual, bringing on Martins and Papa. There's Kenny Cooper, and he's going to enjoy this as well. He talked about how special this cup is with since it was named for Lamar Hunt, a true pioneer in American professional soccer. And Ken Cooper's father, of course, played for the Dallas Tornado for a number of seasons, quite a few seasons, had a very close relationship with the late Lamar Hunt and the Hunt family. So this is really special for Kenny Cooper.
And he ends as the top goal scorer, which is quite a feat itself.
So it's Clint Dempsey, DeAndre Yedlin. And what a future for DeAndre Yedlin. We talked about him just going to the World Cup this summer with the USA, selected by Jurgen Klinsmann, and then playing in his hometown. And now knowing that he's going to be going over to the EPL for next season with Tottenham Hotspur. Really an amazing, magical story for the young man.
Yeah, this is going to be a great, this is going to benefit the U.S. national team. I mean, EPL experience is pretty much what every player at pro level wants, every kid growing up in this country wants. I mean, most watched league, and we know that the exposure's immense, and Yedlin's going to one of the greatest clubs in the EPL.
There's Obafemi Martins. He's been, as so many players in the football world, well-traveled. You mentioned Newcastle.
It's now time to distribute the awards following this evening's 2014 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup Final. Please direct your attention to midfield, where U.S. Soccer President Sunil Gulati, Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup Committee Chairman Mike Edwards, and Open Cup Committee member Todd Durbin will be awarding the medals.
So there you see Sunil Gulati on the left, and that is Mike Edwards. Nearest to the camera, Todd Durbin. To the right of Gulati.
Referee Armando Villarreal. Assistant referees Peter Manikowski and Corey Parker. Fourth official Jose Carlos Rivero.
Villarreal did a good job to control this match. He wasn't trying to be the center of attention like we were mentioning before.
It's really a remarkable run by this club in this tournament. You think about it, 09 champions, 010, 011, and only Sporting Kansas City denied them a fourth consecutive U.S. Open Cup title in 2012. DC United winning it last year, but victory again for Sounders FC.
Led by tonight's captain Maurice Seydoux and head coach Jim Curtin.
Standing ovation for these guys. They fought till the end. They couldn't win, but nonetheless, it's very impressive how far they got. A very young club, only 4 years old. At home, could have had a happier ending, but it's football, and they will, like you said, they will have future chances to come back and fight for a U.S. Open Cup, but perhaps an MLS Cup. Who knows? They have talent. Pennsylvania's brewing with talent. Young Americans interested in the sport.
Well, I don't think there's anything more that Jim Curtin could have done as the manager of this side. You know, he made a few changes. I think they were good changes, and they had enough energy. And it was just really playing against a couple of brilliant players who absolutely played things perfectly on a counterattack.
Yeah.
And another player, played by Martins, I should say, who just showed in the end why he's a great international player and has been a star internationally for quite some time. So,
this is the fourth U.S. Open Cup championship for Seattle. How does it feel?
Feels fantastic. You know, it was obviously, I think, a great game to watch. You know, it was a fantastic game. It was very open. We were a little bit unlucky when we had some chances we missed, and then we were very lucky because they had some chances that they missed. But it's a fantastic feeling. I think the character of our team was superb. We had a lot of guys who took some hard knocks in that game, and they kept pushing.
Philadelphia finished the first half very strong, but it seemed like everything changed at the beginning of the second half. A great start for Seattle. What was the key at that time?
Well, the key was we told them that we could open the game up a little bit more, that we need to do a better job of keeping possession of the ball, that we need to hold on to it, that if we sat back defensively a little bit, they would give the ball away, and just to be aware of their counter. And we adjusted well until, again, in the second half, they started to dominate a little bit.
It was great to see both teams really going for that game winner in overtime. The game opened up, and it was a classic counterattack. Tell us about that game-winning goal for Clint Dempsey.
Yeah, it was a fantastic counterattack, you know, and the combination of Obafemi and Clint is superb. You know, and Oba found Clint, and then Clint, you know, you think he's not going to get to the ball, and somehow he gets to the ball, gets it around, hooks it around the goalkeeper, and then obviously Oba finishes on a counter, just shows his speed, you know, to ice the game with 3. So fantastic. Those guys are having great seasons for us. They're super important.
And then finally, it's a pretty rare thing in MLS to win the Open Cup and the Supporter Shield. You have a possibility to do that. What about the consistency your team has showed really since March?
Well, you know, we've been very consistent. When I was with LA.
Well, some words there from Siggy Schmidt, obviously just complimenting his side and their effort and their consistency, as he pointed out, through the season and through this tournament as they approach the officials from U.S. Soccer and the Open Cup Committee for their medals.
Second best record now after Chicago Fire, 4 titles, and a runner-up title, a runner-up run campaign in 2012.
Great job, I thought, by Leo Gonzalez early on. He didn't give Sebastian Letou any room.
Yeah, he didn't do much, as he usually does. think one of the sweetest things for Seattle is actually beating Portland in the quarterfinals. Main rivals.
No doubt that Cascadian clash is always super important in the Northwest.
Yeah, San Jose first, and then Portland, and then the bashing of Chicago, and then this. Chance for a treble, that's impressive.
Well, lots of smiling faces and celebrations in Seattle tonight. The Sounders have captured their 4th U.S. Open Cup title. They've done it in style again. And they're coached by a man who is really, at least in the USA at the professional level, has very, very few equals. Sigi Schmidt. He's done it with other clubs. Columbus, LA. League winners, cup winners. And what a run he's had since he became head coach of this franchise when they joined Major League Soccer. What a story it's been. They have homegrown talent, international stars, national team stars from this country all together as they get set for the defining moment. Long way to travel, but definitely worth it, right?
Absolutely.
Everybody's ready. Everybody's ready here for the crowning moment. Sino Galati using all his strength to carry that piece of hardware.
I'm going to drop it.
The 2014 Lamar Hunt US
It's like a trend nowadays to drop cups.
Trophy to the Seattle Sounders and their captain Brad Evans.
And there it is. Congratulations to Seattle Sounders FC for the 2014 Lamar Hunt US Open Cup Championship. Brad Evans celebrating with the rest of Sounders FC at PPL Park in Chester, Pennsylvania.
$250,000 check won't hurt. Nice addition to this.
Adrian Hanauer down there with the players as well. They'll take a victory lap, and for their dedicated, loyal fans, something they will never forget.
Selfies galore.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's have a nice round of applause and congratulations to the 2014 Lamar Hunt US Open Cup champion, Seattle Sounders. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes tonight's event here at PPL Park. US Soccer and the Philadelphia Union, thank you.
Well, after all the games, there are 80 clubs in this tournament from 11 different affiliations and leagues at the beginning. And now, another tournament. The 101st edition has come to an end, and it's Sounders FC once again lifting the trophy. How many more will they collect? Well, it remains to be seen, but with this kind of formula and leadership and fan support, you have to say this probably won't be the last time.
No, definitely not. Congratulations to Seattle. Fantastic run. And Northwest sits atop American soccer right now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Gold TV. We appreciate it very much. The Sounders celebration continues in the city of brotherly love. Not the way that the Union wanted it to turn out, but they certainly played their hearts out as well. Our final score once again, the Philadelphia Union 1, Seattle Sounders FC 3. Congratulations once again to the Seattle Sounders FC organization for the 2014 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Championship. So long, everybody.
Good night, Lindsay. Good night, everyone.